Good evening. We are from Group 7. First of all, let me introduce our group members. My name is Nitya Murugan and my group members are Dashrin, Vanusha, Lakshana, Janini and Kavisha. Today, our group will be discussing the challenges and opportunities of digital learning in the Malaysia education system, along with the hands-on digital learning activity using Padlet discussion board. I will starting our presentation with the introduction. Next slide. Okay, traditionally, education in Malaysia has been delivered through face-to-face learning using printed textbook. While this approach provides structure and consistency, it also has several limitations such as fixed schedule, limited access for students in rural areas. This is where digital learning comes in. Digital learning uses technology to support teaching and learning through blended, hybrid, and fully online learning. It gives students greater flexibility flexible in terms of time, place, and pace. This COVID-19 pandemic sped up to adapt of digital learning. When schools are forced to close, teachers and students quickly shift to platforms like Google Classroom. However, this also highlights challenges such as unequal internet access and digital device, especially in rural areas. Next slide. To address these challenges, the Malaysia government introduced initiatives such as DELIMA, the National Digital Learning Platform, and the Malaysia Education Blueprint 2030 to 2025, which outlined 11 strategy shift to strength and integration of ICT in education. These initiatives are also supported by constructivism learning theory. According to the Piaget and Dewey, students learn more effectively through active participation and meaningful learning experience rather than simply receive information. Okay, now I will pass to my group member Lakshana.
A very good day, everyone. So now I'm going to talk about the digital learning evolution. Is here has drastically changed in our Malaysian education system. So traditional learning was the one mostly conducted in the classroom, where it was much effective learning approach among the educators and also the learners. So teachers were able to give immediate feedback for students so that they will understand the lesson better. And this ensures that
Sorry, I got
students
this.
So it ensures that students also actively participate in the interactive tasks that were given by the teachers in the classroom. But during the COVID-19 era, learning approach has changed where digital learning has implemented in their educational journey. But students and teachers face several challenges where students lack of accessing to technological tools, where they were less privileged in accessing devices or gadgets, and also lack of accessibility, internet accessibility, especially when the students in from remote area. And also, in teachers' perspective, some teachers prefer traditional learning because it's the most effective way of teaching the students, where they can give immediate feedback, give immediate understanding teaching methods for students. So this is my point of view of how this digital learning and traditional learning has been changing in our education system. So there are several digital learning effectiveness, where during the COVID-19 era, teachers have been training to implement interactive tools like quizzes, Kahoot, Google Classroom, Google Padlet. So these kind of interactive tools help teachers to implement, and it ensures that students able to communicate and collaborate through online with their peers. Moreover, after the COVID-19 era also, teachers have been integrating digital tools like digital smart whiteboard, for example, during the classroom lessons for BM lesson, to brainstorm an idea. Teachers can enable students to write their thoughts, their ideas on what they understand in the digital smart whiteboard. And this AI integration has also changed our education system, where it's a time saver for educators, so that educators can uh, 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 save their time to prepare lessons for students. And also, AI has been giving a personal tutor for students as well. Besides then AI integration in this educational system, students must reduce depending on AI, and they should ensure that they should use wisely in their educational journey. So in the Malaysian context about digital learning, the MOE, the Ministry of Education, has introduced the digital educational policy, which is the Dasar Pendidikan Digital, where it allows students and teachers, educational leaders, and also stakeholders to use this policy to bridge the digital divide and implement the digital learning in the educational fields. So one of the best example that can be the SAMR model. So S stands for substitution, where it emphasizes on substituting traditional teaching approaches, which help the teachers to save their time and also space preparing learning materials such as. And then A stands for augmentation, which highlights that digital learning provides learners to do independent learning using technological tools without depending on teachers or their peers. Moreover, for M stands for modification, refers to educators can provide interactive digital tasks rather than conducting a lesson for a large classroom students. So this stage gives an importance for teachers where they can implement peer learning like designing a video presentation. Lastly, R is definition, which is refers to learners can connect learning approaches to real world situation so that they able to develop technological soft skills like communication, collaboration, and capability to access into new technological system. So integrating these kind of strategies helps teachers and also learners to experience lifelong learning about digital approaches to foster a meaningful learning journey. Thank you. So I'll pass to the next slide to my group member.
Thank you, Lakshana. So, I'm Janani, and today I'll be talking about the challenges and opportunities of digital learning. So, first, there are several challenges. One of the major challenges in the digital divide is where the students in rural areas may have limited internet access and fewer digital devices compared to students in urban areas. Some teachers also lack of digital skills, making it difficult to use technology effectively in the classroom. In addition, students can become distracted by social media or games, and some may misuse AI tools to complete their work without fully understanding the content. Despite these challenges, digital learning offers many opportunities. It provides flexible learning, allows students to collaborate more easily, makes lessons more interactive, supports personalized learning, and helps develop higher order thinking skills, or also known as HOTS. To address some of these challenges, our group has chosen the Palette discussion board, which encourage active participation, collaboration, and also a meaningful learning. I will explain more about Padlet in the next section. And that's all for me.
Greetings everyone, I'm Desreen here. Thanks Janani, and now I'll take on to explain to you guys what is actually a Padlet discussion board. So a Padlet is a digital collaborative learning platform where students get to share text, images, videos, documents and audio. So this actually helps to support real-time interaction between the teacher and the student. Next slide please. So what are some of the key features that can be seen in the Padlet? One of it is reactions. Students are able to react like, vote, and give their ratings according to what they think. Moving on is comments and discussions. This is where a teacher will pose a question and students get to comment and put their opinion up front, and as well as they can do discussions to see do they support or do they not and have wider perspectives to this. There are custom post templates that can be used, and this shows a real-time collaboration where everyone can collaborate in that one platform, and it also contains AI-powered moderation. So now, the important part, why has our group chosen Padlet? Padlet has proven to increase student engagement because they are participating actively. So they get to put their perspectives up front, they get to discuss. So this shows how they're engaged in the classroom and promotes collaboration as well as peer learning. They make mistakes and learn from one another. This also has seen to be supported in the Malaysian digital learning initiatives such as the Dilemma and the Digital Educational Policy. Next slide, please. So here are some theories that can be related to the Padlet and how it supports it. So the first theory is actually constructivism, where students get to actively build their knowledge. They develop higher order thinking skills known as HOTS in Malaysia, and as well as the Vygotsky's social constructivism, which says learning can happen through collaboration, where teacher provides guidance known as scaffolding. So as they are learning new things, the teacher will teach them what are the new things, and this is called scaffolding. So they learn as they are going through the process. Next slide, please. Okay, we can see through this Padlet discussion board that we have chosen. This supports the PAK21, known as the 4Cs. It supports the communication as students get to communicate with one another and put out their thoughts. Moving on to collaboration, where they collaborate with one another. Critical thinking, where they get to think using their hot skills and put their view up front, as well as their creativity, as the Padlet allows them to edit or do whatever they want. So this classroom activity is where the teacher would upload the objective learning video and HOTS question. Students post their responses on the Padlet and they get to comment on their peers' ideas. Teachers monitor and provides the immediate feedback. So what is the learning outcome from this Padlet discussion board? It focuses on interactive and it's student-centered learning. It continues formative assessment. It's not just focusing on summative assessment, and this also ensures more inclusive classroom participation. That's all from me. Thank you. I'd like to pass it on to the next member.
Thank you, Desreen. Good day, everyone. I'm Kavisha. Next, I will explain the teacher's perspective in digital learning. So, in today's digital classroom, the teacher's role has changed from being a main source of knowledge to becoming a facilitator. So, instead of only delivering lectures, teachers can also guide students throughout the learning process by encouraging active participation, collaboration, and student-centered learning. So, by using Padlet discussion board, teachers can make any uploads regarding to their learning materials, ask discussion questions, and also engage students to share their own ideas and interact with their classmates. So this actually creates a more engaging and an inclusive classroom and a good environment for learning. So, teachers are also responsible for classroom management. They can also monitor students' participation through their posts, comments, or any personal reflections. So, to identify misconceptions, provide guidance when needed, and also become a quiet supporter for the weak students at the same time. Teachers can also ensure that all the students online remain their discussions respectfully and meaningful and focus on the lesson's actual objective. Yeah, next slide, please. Okay, next, we can look for assessment, benefits, and the challenges throughout the digital learning. So besides facilitating learning, teachers can also play an important role in assessment. For example, Padlet supports formative assessment because teachers can also monitor students through their understanding and even the lesson. So instead of um, assessing them throughout the end of the lesson, teachers can also provide immediate feedback, encourage peer assessment, and also ask students to reflect back on their personal learning. So there are actually several benefits of using Padlet. It also increases classroom participation, strengthens uh, teacher-student interaction, and also provides evidence of learning throughout students' online activity. So, what are the contributions that could make the record keeping that much easier for all respondents are saved automatically? But, however, there are some challenges teachers need to adapt. While digital skills and training must be used throughout the platform effectively, and also, preparing interactive activities may also require more time than preparing traditional lessons. And technical issues such as poor internet connection and also can affect the learning experience throughout. Next slide, please. Next, I will talk about the educational theories, which is the use of Padlet. Yeah, it is supported by several educational theories that I list out here, which is first is Bloom's taxonomy. It also encourages students to analyze, evaluate, and create ideas through collaborative discussions. Secondly, the TPAC, which is TPACK framework, highlights the importance of integrating technology, pedagogy, and also content of knowledge to deliver a effective teaching. So third theory is Vygotsky's social constructivism. So yeah, this theory emphasizes that students learn best through interaction and collaboration with others, peer to peer. So finally, here we have scaffolding, which refers to support by teachers, providing help students to actually help them to complete their task independently. So as students become more confident and support, this gradually reduces. So, for overall, Padlet is an effective digital learning tool that enables teachers to create more engaging, collaborative, and also student-centered learning classroom. But ultimately, it also depends on the success of the Padlet, depends on students that who are willingnessly to actively participate in the active learning outcome of the process. Thank you. I would like to pass on to the next person.
Okay, hi, I'm Vanusha. Thank you, Kavisha. Let's move on to the students' perspective, evaluation, and recommendation. Padlets has increased students' confidence and given everyone a more equal chance to participate, especially introvert students who find it easier to express themselves in writing. It has also strengthened communication and collaboration while boosting creativity, critical thinking, and self-directed digital learning. In terms of evaluation, the advantages are clear. It's easy to access on mobile devices, it's interactive and collaborative, teachers can give immediate feedback, and it supports student-centered learning. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. I mean, the previous one. Okay, thank you. On the other hand, there are challenges too, including dependency on internet access, limited devices for some students, digital distraction, privacy concern, and the risk of over-relying on technology. To address this, we recommended the government improve rural infrastructure and device access, school provide teacher training and digital citizenship education. Teachers blend digital and traditional method purposefully, and students participate actively and responsibility. That's all from me. I'll pass to the next slide. In conclusion, digital learning brings both challenges and opportunities to Malaysia. The digital device remain a key barrier, but tools like Padlet clearly improve engagement, collaboration, and critical thinking. Success depends on proper implementation, not technology alone, supported by teacher training, digital literacy, and government investment. Digital tools should empower teachers, not replace them. And Malaysia is steadily moving towards a more inclusive, future-ready education system. Thank you.
Before proceeding to the next part, I would also like to add that we know in Malaysian schools, students are not allowed to bring telephones to school, right? So this is where the laptops given by the government comes in hand. Students will be using the laptops provided by the government, or teachers will be bringing the students to computer labs so that all students has an equal opportunity to access this Padlet discussion using the internet and the right devices. That's
All right, moving on to the next part, which is this is an example of a Padlet discussion board. So it's going to be used in the class, as you can see in the board. The scenario presented as the students is cyberbullying in a situation where a student is being mocked in a class. Yes, as the scenario presented over here. Which is a student being mocked in a class or group chat. So a student was prompted to analyze throughout the situation, and there are four key sessions which are meant what caused it, what victims can do, what bystanders can do, and what teachers can do before evaluating which solution works the best for long term. So to give a quick overview of the respondents collected here at the board. So we can see here that what causes it. Students highlighted that here that peer pressure, jealousy, the desire for attention or social status, maybe the illusion for anonymity and belief that online actions have no consequences. And the second thing we could say what victims can do. So practically, suggestions include that saving screenshots as evidence, blocking the bully, or leaving the group chat, and also reaching out to a trusted adult, for example, like a teacher or a counselor. So what we can see here is what bystanders can do, which is
Students noted the importance of the sharing hurtful messages or threatening messages, refuses to forward screenshots, speaking up politely, and reporting inappropriate content. So, what we can see what teachers can do based on the respondents here, responses pointed to providing equal counseling and support, educating students on digital citizenship, applying appropriate disciplinary actions, and also organizing awareness workshop for bully. So as we know here, there is no place for bully. And finally, for the evaluation of the long-term solutions, we could say that emphasize that cyberbullying can be significantly reduced when schools, teachers, parents, and students work together to create a positive environment, which is, I could say, another word, safe space. Yeah, for the students, where to build empathy and kindness, and also to tie this back on our theories and framework. This activity supports on social constructivism because students build their understanding collaboratively through shared digital disclosure. And furthermore, digital learning like this can also align strongly with 21st century learning skills by fostering digital citizenship, social and emotional learning, and responsible online communication. Thank you.
That's all from us. Thank you.